All right, what's up, family? Y'all got to do this one. Trust me, I know a lot of y'all been through this one here. So I'm going to title this one here, Doctors and Hospitals Nonsense. But we're going to talk about a little bit of malpractice. We're going to talk about their unprofessional work, like the thumbnail I got here. You see this? And I'm going to get into how I got this surgery here. This is a nasty scar. I know a lot of y'all out there probably got some really nasty scars. I don't know, you might have had some type of surgery of whatever degree, knee surgery, hip surgery, breast surgery, stomach surgery, whatever surgery, and they left a really nasty scar, but they call that professional. Now, it's a reason I got this here, because I'm going to tell y'all, now, as nasty as this is, my wife, she had cut her thumb. This was many years ago. She had cut her thumb, and when I say she cut her thumb, she cut it severely. I had got this new blade, and while she was messing with it, I don't know what the heck she was doing. I know she called me, and her thumb was, she had ripped it from here all the way down. I swear it was like this thing was just hanging off. Now, speaking of that, let me show you my wife's thumb in this day and age now. This is the thumb. Oh, I gotta make sure I gave y'all a good view. Turn it around, babe, so you can see really good. This is what I mean by doctors and hospitals overcharge. You can't see no scar whatsoever. Now, there's a reason why you can't see no scar. Is because I fixed it, not the hospital, not a doctor. Now, there was another scar she had. Let's show the other one. Now, look at this one. Now, this one, see that tiny scar? This is the reason I'm going to show you how this happened. Now, that tiny scar was another one that I fixed, not the hospital, not the doctors. Because we know how, if she went to the hospital doctors, they would charge her arm and leg. Now, this is what we was doing. We was doing home improvements like we always do. And I had to do a cut in the bottom of my barn door and do a router through, but I didn't have a router. So I was improvising. I was using this tool here to do it all the way through. I was making such a mess. And my wife had the wet vac, and she was close while I was doing it. And the vac up so we didn't make such a mess. Because believe it or not, we did it in our living room. I know it's such a mess. But she got too close, and this thing, as she got close, it nipped her finger. That's all it took. That's all it took. Now, I'm going to just show you what happened. Just imagine this is her finger. This is what happened. I was doing the thing, and I went like this. That's all it took. That's all it took, and it hit my wife's finger, and you see the damage on that. Now, that's a piece of wood. So imagine that drill, it hit my wife's finger. You talking about somebody nervous? My wife, immediately, blood started gushing like a Chinese movie, and I'm not even exaggerating. Blood immediately gushed on my face. Her hand just started, it was like hemorrhaging so much. It was that bad. Her hand was covered. And when I looked, when I wrenched her hand up, I noticed I hit a vein. That made me even more nervous. But I remember I fixed her last her last cut. And she said I was brutal, but I'm gonna tell you, this is what I did. When she had cut her thumb up, I cleaned it up real good, washed it real good, soap and water, alcohol. I told her, babe, it's gonna hurt.
You overdid it with that.
I was like, it's gonna hurt, but we gotta get you clean. We gotta get any possible bacteria out of there. We soap and watered it up, Ivory soap and water. Then I soaked her finger, and she was in pain with peroxide. Then I cleaned it with alcohol. I know it was a bit much. Then I put Neosporin all in it, heavy. And then this is the part I told her it's gonna hurt more. And I said, babe, it's gonna hurt, but you gotta suck it up. And I wrapped her finger tight. And I mean tight. And of course, she was in a lot of pain. And we stayed on it. I would have her finger wrapped for like 2 days straight, and then we'd re-clean it and redress. I did that for a while. And as you see, like I showed you, I'm gonna show you again. You see my wife's thumb to this day. You don't see no doggone mark because I did that. Better than the doggone doctors or hospital. And look at the other finger that we cut with the saw. All you see is a little nip right there. Right there. This thing was cut all the way across though. And you can see the veins? It was right on the vein. But see, you could barely see anything now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If we went to a hospital, the hospital would have charged you for, if you called an ambulance, that would have been a charge. They would have charged you for coming in a certain door. They would have charged you for emergency care. They would have charged you for seeing a doctor. And then the doctor would have probably did a lousy job like this. Now this right here, I went to the hospital when I was working at this job, this company. I had cut myself with a chisel. I was working on the door again, and it was a really sharp chisel, and I wound up, and I couldn't move my finger. This thing was stuck. I would wake up the next day like, ah! I should have went immediately. I went a day later. Went to the hospital, and they gave me all these bills. You know, of course, the insurance paid 80%. I had to pay the 20%, and that was a lot of money. They sent me to a specialist, and this is the work of a specialist. Now, you tell me why. See why I named the title of this video, Doctors in Hospitals Overcharging. But sometimes, for lousy work, malpractice, and all kind of nonsense.
And to this day, it's clicking, right?
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. To this day, my thumb, it locks up. And every now and then I go, pop. It's like, yo, man. Or I don't got to pull it, but I got to, and it pops all the time, every single day. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of that, like I said, title of the video, doctors in hospitals overcharge, and sometimes for unprofessional work, malpractice, whatever the case. How many times, y'all know what I'm talking about, how many times you got good insurance, right? You may be going to the dentist. You fine. You at home sitting down chilling, and the dentist will call you and say, hey, we need you to come in for a cleaning. We ain't did the cleaning in a while. No, you don't need a cleaning always. It's just they want to max out your insurance for the year. For that fiscal year, they want to max it out. They'll tell you got to do this cavity, that cavity. You need to get a bridge. You need to get this and get this. You should get an implant. You should get that. You're like, yo, I don't need all that. Nor do I want it. But see, they want to max out your insurance. If you got a gynecologist, you got whatever type of physical therapy, they always want to max out your insurance for that fiscal year to start it all over again. Because why? The doctor, the dentist, whatever, they need new jewelry, a new boat, a new yacht, whatever the case. You do not have to go all the time like that, especially when they're doing lousy work. Speaking of that, how many times y'all went to the hospital, right? You go to the hospital, like I said, they're going to charge you for being there in the waiting room. And they got you waiting forever. Then when you finally go in the back with the doctor, then they want to tell you, take your clothes off. And now they want to put you with that robe. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They want to put you with that robe where your ass is out. That's probably where they got that term where people go, man, I was freezing my ass off. That's where they probably got that term. Because you know how it is. You sit in that cold hospital room. Like this old video I did right here. The real reason why professional buildings be so cold. See, they're not going to tell you because you get a lawsuit. But here's the real reason why. Every time you go to the hospital, doctor office, on the airplane, and all these other places, you're like, man, it's cold as heck up in here. But like I said, y'all know that robe when you wearing that robe, you're like, damn, man, my ass is out. I've been freezing my ass off. That's where that come from probably. But yeah, they charge you all these fees. And like I said, if my wife would have or got that surgery with them, guess what? She got to see an anesthesiologist. Matter of fact, that could be the word of the day. What is an anesthesiologist? That is a professional person who administers, meaning to give. They administers drug, to numb that area. You go to the dentist, you get the Novocaine, they numb that area. Or they put you to sleep. I remember when I got put to sleep for this. I remember the doctor was like, y'all probably been through it. The doctor he had the anesthesiologist, he administered the drug to put me to sleep. And I was still looking out his window, because he had a window right there. And he was like, yeah, just count backwards from 100 and see how far you could get. I was like, all right, okay, 100. Next thing I was like, y'all done? I said, damn, I didn't even feel like y'all did anything. Hey, man, what y'all do to me, man, while I was asleep? What y'all do to me? Why my pants unbuckled? Nah, I'm just kidding. But, yo, you know what I'm saying? That anesthesia worked quick. I was like, man, he said count backwards. I think, honestly, I got to 95. I was like 100, 99, 90. I think I got about to 95 before I just remember opening my eyes back. And he was like, yeah, we're done. I was like, done? Holy smokes. But that anesthesia good. But that's what an anesthesiologist is. They is a professional doctor who administers drug to numb the area or to even put you to sleep so you don't feel no pain. But see, y'all, back to my statement with this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look at that. I just tapped that. And look at the damage it did. It's the reason I painted it black so you could see. Look how just simply that went in. And trust me, when I hit my wife, that had us nervous in this house. I'm telling you, we had blood all over that living room. It was crazy.
But Ben, just to put it out there, there are some situations where you really,
Have to see a
really
doctor
have
or
to
hospital.
go.
Yes.
It's an emergency. But when you sit back and you think about, wait a minute, let me not be so quick to go and rush to the
A lot of
hospital
stuff you can do
ambulance.
yourself.
You can.
Yes.
Because even back in the days, there was
They
no
do it
hospitals, there was
themselves.
no doctors, they did them themselves.
Yeah, and y'all know what we talking about. When you go out the country, you see you get better health care. Now, it's here in America, everything is for profit. It's like they overcharge you for everything where you like, yo, how they gonna charge? Man, I've seen bills where they charge somebody 3, 4, 5, 7 grand just because the emergency ambulance walked them through this emergency door and it was on this floor. Y'all didn't even do anything. That's ridiculous. Just outlandish ridiculous. And then, how about this, y'all? You got a lot of, even though you got good insurance, you got a lot of doctors, they won't even take you unless you got a referral from another doctor. Now, you sitting there debating and conversating with the secretary or the doctor saying, well, what do you mean you don't take me? You guys are in my network. Yeah, I got the book. I got the whole map. You guys in my network. What do you mean you don't take me? Yeah, I know you're in our network. It's just that we need a referral if you're gonna come in. You're like, yeah, but you're in my network. Yeah, well, that's just how we work now. You need a referral. See, and the whole point of that referral, I spoke about this earlier in one of my old videos right here called Taxation Without Representation. Now, a lot of times we use that when we're dealing with lawyers or whatever the case, but it has to do with medical as well. Trust me, watch this video here. I guarantee you I touched on that. Because a lot of times, if you don't got somebody representing you, this other person don't want nothing to deal with you. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to doctors. Sometimes it don't matter that you're in the network, meaning your insurance, they use that doctor. They still say, well, this is your first time here. We don't know that you pay your bills on time. You know, yeah, your insurance pays 80%, but you're responsible for the copay and the 20%. We don't know that, but if you come with a referral from the other doctor, see, now they contact that doctor and go, yeah, is this guy good? Yeah, he pays his bill on time. You never had a problem with him? Yeah? Okay, yeah, we can take him. Okay, yeah, Mr. Johnson, yeah, we can take you now. You're like, what the heck? What the heck you mean you would take me now that you had to verify for him? Like, I'm standing right here and I mean nothing. You had to call the doctor, but you're in my network. Taxation without representation. But hey, I had to show y'all that because although I got this by a professional, y'all tell me, isn't that an ugly scar? And I guarantee you, a lot of you women and men out there, and your kids, you know how kids can be rough, break the leg, break the arm, get cut some kind of way. I bet you your kids, your wife, your husband, your family members got ugly scars from all kind of surgeries from doctors, and you go, and they're professional. Now, you mean to tell me my wife's finger looks like, let me show y'all that one more time. Look at the one where I cut her. Remember, I cut her because of this. I did this saw. This saw right here wound up, zip, like I nipped that. I mean, I'll give you one more test. Look at this. That was a mistake we made. Well, I made because my wife got too close. And I nipped her. And it cut the mess out of her. But look at that. That was over 3 years. And look, all we got now is a little scar. But look at the difference of her. Now, that would have probably been a couple of stitches. But look at hers compared to mine. Look at it. Look at this crap. Now, mine's is like 10 years old. I got a permanent scar, an ugly scar. She got no scar. Now, with her thumb right there, no lie, her thumb, it was from here all the way down here. That would have easily been in multiple stitches like mine. But look at mine. Look at the ugly scar I'm left with. And look at hers because I did it. I'm not no doctor, but I took the necessary precautions and made sure we thoroughly cleaned it. And after I'm telling y'all folks, this whole thing was hanging off. Where you know how they say you can see the white meat? It was thick red meat and you actually seen the white meat. This whole thing was hanging off. It was scary. And I fixed it. And you don't have no numbness or nothing like that, right?
No.
Exactly.
Not at all.
Now you see the difference? A lot of these doctors and these hospitals, they charge you these overpriced, ridiculous amounts of money just to do work like this. And you're like, yo, are you serious? Look at this. I got a permanent ugly scar. Let me see a good, where is that? Matter of fact, you got a better view right here. Look at that. That's a permanent scar. And I still be getting, like I said, in the middle of the night and the day, be like, Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. I could touch on so much other stuff on here, but like I said, doctors and hospitals overcharge. That's the title. But what do they overcharge? Sometimes for unprofessional work. Sometimes they overcharge for lousy work. Sometimes even malpractice. And in my case, for an ugly scar. And look, I did a better job with my wife. She probably had the same amount of stitches needed the same amount of stitches I had here, but I did it. And she had none of them stitches.
Thank you, doctor.
Peace.